Hello everybody, General MLD here. Please, if you will, like and subscribe, I'll greatly appreciate it. And this video is about Sony's first-party studios, debunking the myth that all of their 13 studios are these legendary best of the best developers, when frankly, it's just 5. Now, the inspiration for my video is simple. Xbox makes their Bethesda acquisition, putting their total studios to 23, compared to Sony's 13. And yet, PlayStation fanboys online, they are not convinced in the slightest that Xbox will now somehow overtake them in exclusive output year after year. And in their defense, I can kind of see where they're coming from. The PS4 generation was, well, it was one-sided. I have no shame in admitting that. And now Xbox is poised to just do a complete 180 and output them more year after year. This year, it's going to be close, but next year for sure, I do not see it being close in the slightest. But they can't believe that. They're just too stuck in their ways, too stuck in tradition, how things went with them. But a quick little Google search, and you find out really 9 times out of 10, all the lists that they make for PlayStation games, the best of the best of the best, only come from 5 studios. And that is Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, Insomniac, Guerilla, and Sucker Punch. And I'll give credit to where it's due. These are really, really great developers. The games they make are top-notch, and yeah, and that's all there is to it. See, I'm a reasonable guy, okay? These are great studios. I'll give credit to where it's due. That said, there is that little stereotype. You know how they can all be broadly classified as single-player, third-person, story-driven, cinematic, action-adventure. All of them. And even the ones that do have a multiplayer component, let's be honest with each other. Come on, guys. The reason people go to these games is for the single player, not the multiplayer. It's not like these games' multiplayers are active years after release, like, say, I don't know, Sea of Thieves is 3 years later. So that said, what they do, they do it very well. So I'll give them that. But look at the rest, though. You'll see. I'll go down one by one. You got Sony Bend. And they were recently known for making Days Gone. Now, this was an open world game, and these guys used to actually make games for the Vita. But, alas, they lacked polish, had bugs, and it resulted in a low 70s Metacritic game. So, in the end, I wouldn't count on these guys to make like AAA bangers anytime soon. These guys will be stuck in the 70s Metacritic for some time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But so far, the signs aren't there. These guys are not a top-tier developer, not by a long shot. Then you got Polyphony Digital, and this studio just makes me laugh. These guys used to be on top. They were kings of the genre. But ever since I think Forza Motorsport 3 came out, this studio has been a shell of its former self. The ratings on Metacritic, they get lower and lower with every iteration. They make games twice as slow with less quality. I think IGN said it best when they reviewed Gran Turismo 5. It was a 10 out of 10 simulator wrapped in a 5 out of 10 video game. And that's where Forza outshines them every time. It's a superior overall package. And frankly, this is all they got. You guys have no choice but to get Gran Turismo. But us on Xbox, we know what's better. And that's Forza. And has been for some time. Then you got Media Molecule. This is also just a sad, obsolete developer. Their last game, Dreams, it launched dead on arrival. Their last really great game was Little Big Planet 1, because 2 and 3 afterwards, they just sold less and outright just flopped at the end. In the genre of games where you can build, create, and share your own creations, Minecraft will always be king. Hell, it still tops the PlayStation charts like this year. Like it's so funny how PlayStation gamers would prefer to buy Minecraft over games like Dreams. Yes, I know. It's not exactly the same game, but it belongs in the same genre. Games that are very creative based. Games where you can make whatever you want to make. And Minecraft will always have a stranglehold on this. Frankly, I think Sony needs to close these guys down or make them make something else. Make a new genre. Anything. Just, you can't compete with Minecraft. And it shows. Obsolete developer. Then you got Sony Japan. And not much to say about this one, only that Sony's winding down the operations here. A lot of people have left over the years, and this studio is a shell of its former self. Anything they make at this studio going forward, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. It just won't be that big of a deal. Hence where it is today. Sony London is a studio dedicated to Singstar and VR games. Talk about niche, and talk about not mainstream. When was the last time a PlayStation fanboy put a list online that had Singstar in it? Any of the ones that brag about VR, I might as well be bragging about Kinect games for back in the day. It is not a traditional gamepad-based game, and therefore, it doesn't really count. Like, who cares about these niche things? I might get some blowback for this. Hey, VR is a thing. People love VR. But I think most of us can agree that if given the option, I think people would prefer Sony would put their money into making more traditional-based exclusives. So that said, yeah, we're moving on from that. Then you got Pixelopus, and they make motion control games. Again, who cares about motion control games? When have I last seen a Pixelopus game on a PlayStation list wars comparison? You haven't. It's not there because people don't care. PlayStation gamers do not care. Then you got Sony San Diego. They make MLB, and as we all know, MLB is coming to Xbox now. So it practically doesn't count as a studio. Oh, but MLB, you guys will say. What about Minecraft? Minecraft sold 200 million copies and has 400 million free-to-play accounts in China alone, and has a ton of revenue via its own marketplace, real-life merchandising, and the like. So when MLB pulls those numbers, then talk to me. And then you got their publishing arm, which is just, I mean, both Xbox and PlayStation have publishing, so, and any kinds of games could come from that. So you can't really dissect that. So I think that's all of them, I think. So, I mean, right then and there, it really comes down to 5 studios. Now, my next video will be about Xbox's first party. But even then, you guys can apply the same logic to Xbox, but end of the day, all of Xbox's first party studios are dedicated to making traditional games, whether for console or PC. They are all games made for traditional gamers. So when you think about it, it's not 13 to 23. It's more 5 to 23. And that should scare a lot of PlayStation fanboys that really love doing their list wars every year. Because after this year will be pretty close. But this whole generation, it will be a slaughter. Mark my words. See you guys.